Welcome to my channel. My name is Cassie and I am participating in Escape the Readathon this month. And this will be my week 3 reading vlog, so see how this goes. Today is May 12th, so happy Mother's Day to any mothers happen to be watching. I know it's gonna be a week late, but happy Mother's Day. And of course, you know, I can never figure out, I can never like pick out what I want to read. It's like, I have a list of books, the tentative TBR that I made, and I still can't pick any books out of like those few books of like, what am I reading? I don't know. So I of course sent a text to my friends. And, you know, I circled the books that I have in green, and I was like, pick one. And so one was picked. And we are starting off the beginning of this week with a book that has just been it was really popular, and I think it still is. And I know that a lot of people on my the Discords that I'm a part of really loved it. And I'm just now going to get to book 1. And it is The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. So this is going to be the first read of this week. Human or vampire, the rules of survival are the same. Never trust, never yield, and always, always guard your heart. The adopted human daughter of the Nightborn vampire king Aurea carved her place in a world designed to kill her. Her only chance to become something more than prey is entering the Kajari, a legendary tournament held by the goddess of death herself. So this is what we're starting off with. And this is actually the indie print before she got traditionally published. So it's 482 pages, and I don't know if anything has changed between this indie publish or self-pub to traditional pub. So there's that. I don't think that I'll reread the traditional pub if there is a difference. Because it's probably not going to be enough of a difference. But anyway, that's what we're doing. That's what we're starting with this whole thing. And of course, one of my friends decided to just go ahead and put all the books that I had as options in an order after this one. And then she also gave me a challenge of reading a book that starts with a B at the end of all the choices. And I was just like, I can't even think of a book right now off the top of my head that starts with a B. So that'll possibly be a thing by the end of the week. So we'll see. But anyway, I'm gonna start reading this and I will keep you updated. May 14th. It is Tuesday. Yeah. So Sunday, I got about a little over 50% into The Serpent and the Wings of Night, and then Monday I mostly fell down a Stardew Valley hole and played Stardew Valley for a really long time yesterday. I blame the Discord I'm a part of, their bad influence in that regard. So they kept talking about it and they kept talking about it, and I was like, you know what, I want to try it. And so addicting. So addicting. But anyway, even with that, I did manage to finish The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. And I wanted to love this more than I did, but I think I'm sitting somewhere around like a 3.54 star. So it wasn't bad. I honestly just thought that it would be a 5-star read for me, but it was not a 5-star. Unfortunately, it was 3.54 star. Probably closer to a 4, which is probably going to be, I want to say my final rating will be a 4. So we have completed that one, and then the next one that was picked out for me to read is The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. So I will be tackling this one hopefully today. Hopefully I will not fall down another Stardew Valley hole. I can't make any promises, but we're going to see. And I hope that I love this as much as I did Foundry Side and Shorefall. I haven't read Locklands. I have a really bad habit of not finishing that last book in a series, but yeah, I haven't finished Locklands, but his other 2 books in the series have been 5 stars for me. I did read his other series. I think it was City of Stairs. Well, not the series, book 1. I think, and it was City of Stairs. Was not that much of a fan of that one. I think I gave it like 3 stars. So hopefully this one is more towards Foundry Side and not City of Stairs, but we'll see. But as of right now, I need to finish getting ready for work, take out the pups, and actually go to work. So yeah, that's a thing. I will either update you later today or maybe just tomorrow morning. The last vlog was like almost an hour long, so I'm trying to rethink how I do this one, but we'll see how it works out. So I'll keep you updated. So I kind of realized that when my brain was only firing at maybe 30% this morning, about 30 minutes ago, thereabouts, I forgot to tell you any thoughts about The Serpent and the Wings of Night. So I just gave you my rating. Now that I'm working at maybe 60%, yeah, it came to my brain and I was like, well, either I'm gonna have to refilm that or I'm gonna have to, or just put in another little clip. So here we are. So why 3.54 star? I understood, like, in the beginning, the whole tournament type aspect, or the Kajari. I understood the point of it. but there was still like a lot of questions for me around what was happening outside of that tournament. It was like there was some hinting at it and when she went out and about and whatnot, but there was no information coming out of that or from that. And so it was kind of irritating because I'm like, if you're gonna take me out of the tournament and you're gonna say, oh, discreetly there's something going on, and then not tell me, well then I don't want to be out from the tournament. Just keep me in the tournament. But like, I understand why it was the way that it was, but still, yeah, so that was kind of one of the reasons. And then another reason was she seemed a little, I know she's like a badass character, the main female character, Aurea, and I get that, but I feel like she was also a little bit much. She's like a little bit on the side of too much, just a little bit, not overly much, but I don't know if that makes sense or not. And you know, I do like a slow burn, but this felt like a really long, slow burn. And I'm not sure what I think about the ending of the book itself. So, you know, there's a lot of little things that just kind of added up and made the enjoyment of it not as great as I would have liked. But I did still enjoy it. So it's still, you know, it's still a 4-star. So yeah, just wanted to kind of give my thoughts since I didn't do that this morning. Hello. So yeah, it is May 17th. You saw it. I didn't do any filming on Wednesday or Thursday, and there's a good reason for that. Well, I wouldn't say it's a good reason. There's a reason. And that is because I fell into the Stardew Valley hole. And I was playing Stardew Valley immediately after work, Tuesday and Wednesday. Or not Tuesday and Wednesday, but Wednesday and Thursday. And I didn't read a page of anything until last night. I managed to drag myself away from the video game at a decent hour at 9 o'clock instead of at 11 and 1 o'clock, which were the 2 nights before. And I managed to get through chapter 1. Just chapter 1. 8% into the Tainted Cup. Because I fell down Stardew Valley hole. I fell down it, I crashed, and I burned. And yeah, that is just kind of what happened for the most part. Really, guys? Right now. Right now. For some reason, Dean doesn't like it when Misha wants to try to come into this back room. He's just like, no, this is my room. And then I'm like, no, Dean. This is Misha's house too. She's allowed, but it is what it is. First dog syndrome, I guess. So outside of playing Stardew Valley, haven't got much reading done. It's Friday night. I still haven't read anything. It is 8:43. But I also haven't played Stardew Valley today. So, that's a thing. So there are kind of two things that I have done outside of Stardew Valley that one of them I feel a little good about, is that there was somebody on a Discord that I'm a part of that wanted to get up at 5 to read for an hour, and we decided that we were going to all pitch in and keep them accountable, so make sure that they're up at 5. So for me, that meant being up at 6. You know, she had a 15-minute like grace window, which is usually about, I usually fell like towards the 6:10, 6:13, 14 range before I was finally like, I'm awake. And at that point, they were already awake and they were already chit-chatting, and you know, they kind of, the whole like chatting in the morning definitely helped keep me from like rolling over and closing my eyes and just not wanting to get out of bed. And so because of that, I was on time this week to work. Usually I'm generally about 5-10 minutes late, because I will wait until 6:45, 6:50 to get up, get dressed, take out the dogs, and then drive to work when I need to be there at 7. And you know, work is really close, so that makes it even worse when it comes to, oh yeah, no, I'll be fine, I'll make it. But then I'm always like 5-10 minutes late. So I was actually on time all this week. I got to work like usually with about 5 minutes to 7, which was really good. I felt proud of that. So that's one good thing. I liked it. The second thing was, you know, I think it was Tuesday night, I went to bed at like 1 a.m. and then Wednesday at 11. And then last night, I finally was able to drag myself away from Stardew Valley by 9, which is when I usually go to bed and start reading on my Kindle for about 30 minutes to an hour. And so, since I was able to get off Stardew Valley last night at 9, I did manage to start the Tainted Cup. I only got 1 chapter in, but it was a long chapter. It put me at 8%. Just from 1 chapter. I'm not sure what I'm feeling about it right now. Because, you know, it's early in the book. It's still only, you know, the first chapter. But there are some things that have been described that I'm not picturing well in my head of what it is exactly that I'm supposed to be picturing in my head. Like, I think they called it, fern paper walls. And I'm just kind of trying to think, what is a fern paper wall? What does that look like exactly? Is that like, well, I mean, it's paper, so maybe it's like wallpaper made out of fern pulp or something. I'm a little confused on that. And there's been like a few terms that I didn't really understand, even like within the context of the book. And I don't know if there's like a glossary maybe. Am I missing that? I don't think so. I don't see one. So maybe I just missed something, or maybe I'll just pick it up as I continue reading. I don't know. But I have read chapter 1. I have made it 8% into the Tainted Cup. And I plan on reading again tonight. Once I, you know, go to bed and read for about 30 minutes to an hour. I don't know how far I'll get, but, you know, I'm going to try. And I don't know how much reading I'm going to get done tomorrow, because I'm going to my friend's house in the morning for a few hours to hang out and play with her son, and talk to her maybe a little bit, if she's around. And then, after that, I'm seeing the movie If at 12:30. And so I probably won't get home tomorrow until like maybe 4 o'clock. And you know, we'll have to see where I am when I get home tomorrow at 4 o'clock, because I might not be in a mood to read. I might be in a mood to read. I don't know. So we'll have to kind of play that by ear a little bit, and see what happens. But I will, of course, update you. It might not be until Saturday night, and then it might be like, oh, hey, I didn't do anything. See you week 4. But, you know, that we'll just see how it goes, and I will keep you updated. So until then. Hello, it is May 18th, Saturday, and it is 8 o'clock. And I managed to finish The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett about 30 minutes or so ago. And I liked it, like, a lot. In the beginning, I was a little unsure because I wasn't really following some of the terminology that was being used in the book. But once I really got into it, and, you know, yeah, it was great. And 5 stars for me, The Tainted Cup. And I actually initially thought that it was like a standalone for some reason, and I don't know why. But I was talking to a few people from the Discord that I am a part of, because they had a discussion earlier today. I was only there for like the first maybe 10 minutes, because at that point I'd only read like 33% of the book. So I left after the first 10 minutes so that they could discuss more spoilery things. But when we were discussing it in that little Google chat Zoom meeting type thing, found out that it's actually not a standalone. Thank you for that, Dean. He caused an avalanche of one of my stacks of books. But anyway, so it's not actually a standalone. It's going to be another trilogy, which I am totally okay with. I do not mind stepping back into this world with Cole and Anna and possibly any other character that they happen to bring back in the next book that was also in this book. And then I got a book in today. It was a kind of a surprise the other day when I learned that it had shipped. But because I don't think it comes out until June, like sometime the beginning of June, maybe even towards the middle of June. But that is Leather and Lark by Brian Weaver. So this came in today, so I'm excited about that. This is the sequel. I mean, I'm sure, from what I remember, it follows one of the other brothers, like the brother of the main character in Butcher and Blackbird, and her best friend. So still within the same series, just different couple. So this is a dark romantic comedy full of murder, chaos, and sizzling chemistry. And I really enjoyed this. I actually found it a lot of fun, and I think I gave it 5 stars. And so I was like, yeah, no, I'm totally pre-ordering the next one. And so now I have it. So that's probably going to be added to my list of things to potentially read here soon. So that being said, I have 2 books left on my tentative TBR, and that is Two Twisted Crowns and First Light Wins. So these are the 2 books that I'm most likely going to try to get to next week. But as it stands right now, I finished The Serpent and the Wings of Night and The Tainted Cup for week 3. So I will return for week 4. And I hope to see you there. And like and subscribe if you want to. Until then, bye!